Guys, in this video, I want to explain to you guys why women are only as loyal as their options. And this was a big perspective shift that I know you guys will take something away from it. Because guess what? I've taken L's in life, man. I've taken some L's, man. So let's talk about it. And for those of you guys who don't know who I am a fitness coach. My name is Southpaw Huncho. We do talk about fitness, but once in a while, I will talk about relationships and women and what I've learned, because the truth is fitness and relationships are actually interrelated, as you guys will see. Okay, so without further ado, some of you guys know that I was a bouncer for several years, and this was around the year of 2020, right before the COVID shutdowns. Okay, I had met this chick at the club as usual, because that's where I spend most of my time. I was working as a bouncer. Before anybody says, "Oh, Huncho, that's just club women." No, it's not, okay? But I had met this particular girl at the club. I thought she was fine, exchanged numbers, and I decided, you know what, man? Let me take this girl on a workout, man. So I hit her up. I was like, hey, you want to come hit a workout with me? Because she was going to the gym. And she was like, yeah. So I was like, all right, bet. So we put up to the gym, started working on some legs, because as you guys know, I do like to train fucking legs. And there was this guy in the gym that was training legs, okay? Now, mind you, at this point, I was 21 years old. I was just starting to learn about some game, but I wasn't as experienced. But my intuition kind of told me, like, yo, this bitch is checking this dude out. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was a little weird, right? It was a little weird. But I didn't say nothing because I wasn't sure. So I just kept my fucking mouth shut, proceeded on with the workout, you know what I'm saying? Left the gym, you know, everything was fine. A week after, COVID shutdown hit, you know? So in my head, I was like, all right. I mean, that was just one time. It was just one guy at the gym. I mean, that's not a big deal. Maybe she was checking him out. Maybe she wasn't. I don't give a fuck. I just met this chick, and I'm just trying to essentially smash, right? So long story short, we started dating, right? We started talking. 6 months later, during COVID, me and her were hitting some park workouts, because I used to work out at the park during the time because there was no gyms. The gyms were shut down in New York. And so I remember she started recording me doing like a set of dips. I was doing some dips on a bench. And mind you, like I used to hate when people used to like record me and like post shit of me, because I used to hate that shit. And when I grab her phone, I'm like, yo, listen, delete that shit, delete that shit. When I grab her phone, I see that she has a story reply from a dude, right? Because she had posted a video of me working out. And when I go to open the fucking story reply, it's a dude that's laughing. He's replying to the story with laughing emojis. And I'm like, what the fuck? Who is this? When I click on his profile and I start to see some pictures, lo and behold, this was the same fucking guy. The same fucking guy that 6 months ago, this chick had seen at the gym one time while she was working out with me. And 6 months later, this guy's popping up in her phone. And guess what? I scrolled up. They had conversations going way, way back. Going way, way back. Now, guys, I'm here to tell you this, okay? In a situation like that, most guys would have said, you know what, fuck that bitch, she's a skank, she's a slut, fuck her, you know what I'm saying? Which, to be fair, I did feel like that at the beginning, but I want to offer you guys a perspective, okay? You guys should not blame other people, even if it's the right thing to do, because it's going to take away an opportunity for you to better yourself. If you're always blaming other people or other situations, you're taking away the power from yourself. You're taking away the power to control things and be the best that you can be. So I'm going to offer you guys that perspective. Yeah, this girl was probably definitely for the streets. However, she wasn't a bad woman from my perspective. She was just doing what women fucking do. And that's keep their options open when there's a better signal around. When there's a better option around, she simply just kept her options open, because guys, women are hypergamous by nature. Okay? What does that mean? Women always want the best and better option. Huncho, that's only some women. That's not all women. Yeah. Some women might not act on it. Some women suppress it, but they're still thinking about it. When they know there's a better option and they see it, they still are attracted to it. They might be suppressing their hypergamous desires, but the majority of women will act on it, and the ones that don't are suppressing it. And so from this situation, dude, I wasn't even mad at her. I was for a little bit, but I was really mad at myself. And I was mad at the fact that I had lost to a fucking dude who wasn't taking her on dates, who wasn't fucking texting her every day. The dude just literally showed up to the gym one time. And just because of his physical presence, bro, just because of his physical fucking presence and standard, that's all it took for her to crack the door open. for him to crack the door open. Literally, she saw him one time at the gym, once. And 6 months later, this dude is in the DMs and he's been talking to her for months, probably smashing her for months at that point. You know what I'm saying? And this is what made me realize, you know what? You cannot afford to be the average guy in the room. Guys, you cannot afford to be the average motherfucker in the room, because whether you want to admit it or not, you're in competition, motherfucker. You're not the only person on planet Earth. And because women always want the best and better option, I decided to say, you know what, bro? I am going to make myself into the best option that I possibly can, especially because this is something that is in my control. Guys, when you look at yourself in the mirror and you start to analyze yourself, right? That is something that is within your control, right? I could have fucking cried about it. I could have bitched about it. I could have complained about it. But that's when I decided, you know what? I'm never going to be somebody else's second option, because I'm going to make sure that I control what I can, and I'm going to put effort into my fucking physique. Because the truth is, you cannot afford to be an average fucking guy in a fucking room. You cannot afford to be the average guy in the room. And that's when everything changed for me. That's when I became obsessed. That's when I started to fucking learn about macros. That is literally when I hired a coach. Because I was like, yo, you know what? I'm going to be real. This motherfucker looks better than me. So if she decided to fuck with this dude, I can't blame her. Because when I looked at myself, I was like, you know what? I'm not up to the standard. I'm not up to the physical standard. I'm not the best option. And you guys cannot get mad at the fucking game. You know what I'm saying? You guys cannot get mad at the game. That is the reality of how women operate. You know what I'm saying? So if any of you guys are interested in getting a relationship, being in a long-term relationship, et cetera, which in my part of my life right now, that's not what I'm interested in. But if that's something you guys are focused on, you guys want to make sure that you understand that women are naturally going to want the better and the best option. And women are going to do what women do. They're going to be attracted to the best and better option. So you have a responsibility, not to them, but to yourself, to become the best option that you can be for yourself, right? And so that's when everything changed, man. That's when I got obsessed. I got lean for the first fucking time. You know what I'm saying? I got in shape. I used that situation as a self-reflecting tool to realize, you know what? I wasn't up to the standard, bro. If she chose to fuck with this guy, he looks better than me. What the fuck can I say? Can I hate? No. Can I be mad? Not really. I can only be mad at myself because I wasn't up to the fucking standard. Huncho, that sounds retarded, bro. You shouldn't do this for women. That's not what we're talking about, bro. We're simply observing the reality of how the world works. A lot of guys, they love to get mad at women, bro. They're like, oh, they're just for the streets. Guys, you just have to understand the way women are. And if you're trying to maximize your potential with women, you have to put yourself in a position that's going to allow you to do that, okay? And simply giving up and just checking out and just watching by the sidelines and jacking off is not an answer, bro. It is not an answer. You're literally being a fucking loser. You know what I'm saying? So, guys, I encourage you to understand that women are literally only as loyal as their best option. You know what I'm saying? And this is another reason why you should not date a woman who looks way more attractive than you, right? You shouldn't do it. I don't believe in that, because sooner or later, you're going to be stepping into a ring of competition with dudes that are a lot higher than you, inevitably speaking, right? So I'm the type of dude that I'm going to get in a long-term relationship with a good 7. You know what I'm saying? Nothing above a 7. Because the truth is, I understand how the game works. I don't hate the game. I don't quit. You know what I'm saying? I don't bitch. I simply look at the game, watch the fucking, what do they call this shit? Like game footage. Let me watch the game footage and see how I can get better. You know what I'm saying? Because I can't control the referees in this motherfucker. I can't do that. I'm not blowing the whistles. I'm just fucking playing. So I got to understand the game, watch some game footage, and get better. You know what I'm saying? But guys, you cannot afford to be the average guy in the fucking room. You know what I'm saying? That was the hard perspective shift that I fucking learned. And from that moment forward, I determined, you know what? This is what I understand about how the game works. And this is why I need to be in tip-top shape, amongst a bunch of other reasons. You know what I'm saying? But guys, always use every situation as motivation to get better. You know what I'm saying? That situation essentially like changed my life. Changed my life because it allowed me to literally introspect, analyze myself, and say, you know what? It's true. This motherfucker does look better than me. What the fuck? Let me get on my shit. You know what I'm saying? It's not to prove to her anything or to prove to him anything. I don't give a shit. It was to prove to myself. It was to prove to myself because my self-confidence was down fucking here. My self-esteem was down here because the fact was I was down here. Yo, Huncho, how do you bring up your self-esteem in your confidence? Motherfucker, look at yourself. You're not worthy, bro. You're not worthy. So it was like, you know what? Let me build myself up into a man that I can respect. You know what I'm saying? So that I can actually be up here and actually look at myself like that. So, guys, a woman is only as loyal as her best options, bro. I understand the game. Don't hate the game. Watch some game footage and get fucking better, man. Southpaw Huncho, that was the video. Check it out. Peace.
Southpaw Huncho, man, program Testimonial, man. So far, man, it's been amazing, man. I think we're going into week 5 or 6. I think we're going into week 5 or 6. But, man, so far, it's been amazing. Shit. Like, the results I done seen, I want to say when I first got that week knocked down. When I first knocked down that first week, man, I woke up in the morning finna get ready for work. I walked in the bathroom, brushed my teeth. I said, man, hold on. I went to wiping the cold out my eye. I said, man, ain't no way, boy. These boys got the cheat code, goddamn. But these boys got the potion on my mama. I want to say, man, that after that first week, after seeing them results, I was in my head like, damn, if they can have me looking like this in 1 week, imagine where I'll be in a couple of months. And I used that. I think that what fuels my workouts. I think I use that to fuel my workouts. So every time that I get in the gym, I have it in my head like, it be a war going on in my head like, hey, do you really want this shit or not? Do you really want this shit or not? That's just what it is, man. But yeah, like I say, man, let's get after, let's get it. We got a long ways to go.